Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Real Estate 101. I am your host, Dr. Bukola Ige, the MD also of Andromeda Homes Limited. Now, today we're going to be discussing something really crucial and people have been asking about. It bothers a lot about joint property for ownership, and so many questions have been surrounding this. But before I go ahead, I would like you to quickly, if you have not subscribed to our channel, to quickly subscribe to our channel right now, and also turn on your notification button for timely updates on all our upcoming programs and informative videos. Stay with me. Yeah, so without boring you and wasting much of your time, I'm going to go straight away into today's topic. Today we'll be talking about getting property together as a couple, that is joint ownership. We do know that the institution of marriage is a godly one that different religions world over believe in, and they come together. A man comes together with his wife and they become one. So it's critical to look at it when they want to get properties together. What are the do's and what are the don'ts? What are they supposed to do to protect one another as individuals, even as also a couple? What are the necessary things to take into cognizance before acquiring this property? Stay with me. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Now let's get straight to it. As a couple, when you're married, it is believed that you're going to share the rest of your life together. But unfortunately, society, peer pressure, the economy is playing a large role in causing a lot of chaos in homes. So at the end of the day, what you see is that you find a lot of separations going on, you find a lot of disunity, and you find a lot of divorce cases going on, which is the order of the day. And most times when the divorce cases are ongoing, they always have a property sharing formula. There's always an issue of joint property ownership. And in some cases, even without the divorce being activated, the man might have gone out of the marriage to impregnate another woman whose child would also be accessible, or who will also be laying claim to whatever property that they got together. So it is imperative that as a couple, when you are buying property, you do these needful things. You do the needful. Number one, as a couple, if your husband is Mr. Solomon and you are Olayinka Solomon, those are two different names entirely. Now, mistakes most couples make when they want to buy property is that they call themselves Mr. and Mrs. Bode, Mr. and Mrs. Solomon. That is not a name that is recognizable in the legal court, in the court of law. The name appreciated or recognized is the separate name because you are both individual entities. Mr. Solomon is a person, and Mrs. Bode Solomon is another person. So it is imperative that when you're buying properties jointly, if you're contributing together, or even if the husband is deciding to buy for the family, everybody's name should be fully represented. Fully represented, Mr. Solomon Ajayi should be there, and Mrs. Bode Solomon Ajayi should be there, separated. So when they are doing any processing, the two names will be seen as two separate entities, and when they want to do their processing in terms of title documentation, they will be paying assessment separately because there are two names. And furthermore, when the property got to a place that okay, they want to sell, or they want to separate, or they want to part, either parties cannot sell without the consent of the other party. So you see what I'm trying to say here. So it's always important that when you're buying property as a couple, you ensure that you are fully represented. Now, let me go further into this. For instance, if you're married as a woman, you know, most times in Africa, the African man is always philandering sometimes and may decide to take another second wife, which of course, even though it's not acceptable in the legal department, but traditionally, culturally, it is acceptable. Now, when he marries another wife and the new wife gets children for him, it is expected that whatever property he owns is now for everybody, including the new wife. Now, sometimes what happens between couples is that these couples have worked together for the best years of their life. The woman has put money down, the husband has put money down, perhaps they even run a joint account in buying this property. It will be so painful for the woman to now realize that the property she jointly bought with her husband will now have to be distributed evenly with a third party who had no equity contribution to this. So this is why people are always skeptic about buying property. So what I say to people is, as a couple, to keep the unity together, be open to discussion, be open to one another, talk about these things and see how you can come together and do the right thing, so that you don't need to start hiding from your spouse that I want to go and buy a hidden property somewhere. You can buy it together and both own it, so that when you want to sell, none of the parties can sell without the next person. That's one of the things that you should watch out for when you're acquiring property jointly with your spouse. Okay, so on a final note, bottom line is, if you want to buy a property as a couple, please go ahead. What I'm just trying to say to you is, be aware that you're two unique individuals, even under the law, because we have what we call an national identification number, which is unique. And remember that no two thumbprints can be the same. So that means that at the point of registering your documents, at the point of filing for your title documents, that means that the two of you will be assessed separately as individuals under the law. And that means that you'll be paying your taxes differently. So it means that when you jointly own that property, either of you cannot sell the property without prior knowledge or even consent of the other party. So the property has to be jointly sold together. So that way you're both covered, you have no problems. Now, should you have questions and you're still worried about how to go about this, please do not hesitate to reach out to us at Andromeda Homes Limited. Now that's about it on today's topic. We'll be having a new topic next week, which will be bordering on planning and restructuring the courses in Lagos State. We'll be looking at that area. Thank you so much for watching. I believe you've learned quite a lot today, and you would always get more to learn from us as long as you continue sticking with us. So if you have not subscribed, once again, I want to appeal to you to quickly turn on your notification button and also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you and bye for now.